That's so fancy. It doesn't even just go straight. It goes, wow. That's really awesome. I like that. Greetings everyone, my name is Variable and welcome back to Minecraft Exploring Embers. And I'm starting a backup apparently. So in the last episode we basically got our ore doubling mechanic up and running, so that was really cool. In this episode I want to try and get Dawnstone, I was right. So Dawnstone is basically a mix of copper and gold for equal parts, and then it creates Dawnstone. That's pretty straightforward. So what we need is a mixer centrifuge, which is a whole bunch of iron, copper, iron, and mechanical core, which requires some plates. So we've got a raw plate stamp here, which I'm going to chuck in here with another stick, which means that we can start making plated metal, which is a very awesome sort of idea. And the bonus with that is, then I'm going to be able to make a beam splitter, which will allow me to split all my ember beams and allow it to split into different sections, which is really cool. However, for the time being, I want to make a copper cell. So the copper cell allows me to store up ember, and I just made 3 on accident. The copper cell will hopefully, if I've got this right, I'm not 100% sure, but if I have the copper cell set up correctly, I should be able to use it to store and then split sneakily all the ember. So what I'm going to do is I will chuck this there. I will put the receptor there, and I'll put an emitter there and an emitter there. Now if I go shift click, right click, shift click, right click, shift click, right, shift click on this one, right click, then that should go into there. Does it only work on the top? I think it only works on the top, which is going to be a huge pain in the rear, because it means that this idea wasn't going to work in the first place, which I have a feeling was the actual mechanism of it in the first place. You know, you don't really want someone cheesing out your system straight off the bat. Oh, hang on. I had a brilliant idea, because I'm a derpy. So, let me grab it again. Let me create some sticks. And I'll grab a couple of levers. And let's see if this works. So, done, 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 done. Oh, hang on. No, that one didn't sound right before. Cool. And then I wonder if it's, because I'm pretty sure if you do levers on a block, it gives out a strong signal. Ah, it's not going to work that way. Hey, there's one. And there's 2, cool. So I've got a cheeky beam splitter. That's so cool. I mean, it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. But that is really cool. That's a cheeky way to do it, I think. Alright, so I finally got a little bit of sugar cane. I've got 2 pieces here. Now, I know 3 makes paper, so I'm actually going to cut this last one here. Because, it's more the point that I want to get paper going. So now that I have paper, I should be able to make an ember gauge, which is that. Cool. And while the other 2 aren't working, I'm going to stick this ember gauge on the bottom here, which tells me how much ember is actually currently in the system. So it can hold 24,000 ember in here. And obviously my machine isn't producing that much right off the bat, but it is enough so that I can see how it's going. So this one, I have a lot of ember. I do have a lot of ember. I wonder if I put the ember emitter there, it would have worked if I'd put a lever on it. I think I forgot to put the lever and that's why it didn't work. Oh well, that's not a problem at all. So, at least I have a copper cell which will be able to hold the ember. That's good enough. I'm not complaining with that one. I've got my beam splitter going, which is very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some more lava to put around the bottom here, just so that I can maximize my output. But that will require a little bit of going down. I could make another fluid vessel. I could. it wouldn't be hard. And then I could go, because I do know where there's a lava lake down in the mines. So a fluid, oh, that's the mixer centrifuge. So that's what I did want. So that requires those. That's right. All right, so plate stand. Now, I don't know what's going in right now. So I know that I automated a bit of copper. Yeah. I did automate. I've chucked a hopper up here so I can just get a lot of my metals going very quickly. So hopefully by the time we're done, we should have most of the metals done through, and then I could just chuck a couple of ingots in just to do it with the plate stand. So what I'll do, oh yeah, I've still got a bunch in here. So Ember activator I no longer need, though I'm not going to get rid of it because it's always a good way to keep your original technology, just in case a creeper decides to blow something up or something of the like. What's a mantle jar? Okay, so I'm gonna make another fluid container, and then I'm gonna go down, collect some lava, put it all in the tank, and then I'm going to bring it back up to the surface. So I will be back in a minute. Alrighty, so I finally have a fluid vessel that's full of lava, which is going to be very convenient. And so now it's the time that I can start taking out some of the lava in order to make the pressure refinery work much better. So I should get a bit more efficiency out of this. I don't know what the actual efficiency ratio is. I think it said it was like 3 times by the time you put all the stuff around it. So that should be, I'm gonna put some stairs there. I don't have another stone slab, so I'll just put that there. And this one, it's that one. Very cool. Done. Cool, fantastic. Okay, so hopefully I should get 3 times. I've run out of ember. And not all of my metals have been done yet. What is this? Aluminium. So aluminium is the next one to be done. Okay, so it's a bit of a pain in the sense that I'm not getting 1-to-1 for my... Yeah, I had to smelt some iron. I'm not getting 1-to-1 for my plates yet, but them's the breaks. I did see when I went down that the ember harvester is still harvesting. So there's still plenty of ember down there, which is really good. I must have had some fuel left over or something, which is pretty awesome, because that means that at least I'm still generating ember even while I'm not doing much. So let's have a look. So it's going up in roughly 1,000 at a time, roughly. And I don't know how much an ember shard is worth each. But whatever it is, it's apparently tripled. Ember lantern. That's very cool. Oh, you can make ember crystals. Alright, so... I want to get an ember crystal cluster, because an ember crystal cluster allows me to get a combustion chamber and a catalyst chamber. Now these two work together with the... something. It's something, but they work together on either one of the... There's 3 items, and one gets things like coal and that. The other gets other things as well. I'll see if I can find it. But it's really cool. Basically, you can get a huge boost of ember out of it. So it's under transmutation. Yeah. So combustion chamber and catalyst chamber. So you put burning stuff in the combustion chamber, such as coal, nether brick, and blaze powder. And the catalyst chamber has things such as redstone, gunpowder, and glowstone. And that allows you, with the Ignium reactor, to create a very big amount of ember out of every piece that you put in. So I did get a reply from Elucent. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that horrendously. But apparently they stack. So you get 1% standard from the Ignium reactor. And then you get 4 times from glowstone, 4 times from blaze powder, and that gives you a total of 9 times because it adds all up. Now the other thing is you can also utilize the other 2 sides to get another 8, which is a total of 17 times for your Ember efficiency. That is a huge, huge jump. However, that's right down the line, because if we have a look at it, it's under transmutation. Now, in order to get the catalyst chamber, Ignum reactor. So the Ignum reactor requires a wildfire core, which I've got all of this. I haven't got Dawnstone yet. I haven't got the Ember crystal cluster, and I don't even have the exchange tablet that I can use to make it. I don't know that mechanic yet. All I know is that I want to, at the current moment, aim to get Dawnstone, which is here. And that's with the mixer centrifuge. So if I go to the mixer centrifuge, I've already been over this, but the point is that I can now get lead plates and iron plates very efficiently, which is great. In saying that, however, what's currently getting spewed out? Nickel. So nickel is currently going through the thing, which is a bit of a pain in a way. But what I'll do is I'm going to take out the iron. I'm going to wait for the rest of the ores to get smelted that's left over. That's the nickel. And then I'm going to go through and chuck a whole bunch of iron, and I'll actually, you know what? I'll put 8 in there so that I get 16 plates. And the lead... Did I use all my lead? No, I didn't. I'm going to make just 4 lead plates. Actually, I'll make it 8. Yep, I'll make 8. So I'll have 16 iron and 8 lead. And then once those are done through, I'll be back, and then we can start with the mixer centrifuge. Alrighty, so we just got our 16 iron plates and 8 lead plates. So I'm going to swap out the plate stamp so that I can get the bar stamp back in, which means that I can then automate this gold ore and iron ore and silver ore just in the meantime while we're mucking around with the bits and pieces. So what I want to have a look at is the... I know I need... I wonder if I've got enough iron. That might be a pain in the neck if I don't. Mixer centrifuge is 2 iron, copper, so I'll need a little bit of copper. And it's also, knowing my luck, yeah, it's 8 iron as well. Alright, so another predicament, but it should be short-lived, hopefully. There was just that gold that's going through, which it's already quite a few through, and we will come back in another, well, for you it's a second, so I'll see you in a second. Alrighty, so now I finally... Ooh, Skelly! Alright, so now I finally have enough so that I can make the mixer centrifuge. So, oh, I need a bit of redstone, donk. And my bed's too far away. Well, I wasn't intentionally trying to click it. So, mixer centrifuge is the compass. And I actually like the fact that this mod uses the compass, because I think the compass is a really, really underrated item. Like, it tells you what direction your spawn is, but outside of that it does nothing. But this is very cool. I'm glad it uses the actually uses the compass. Very cool. Alright, I should really get some lights around here. So I'm fairly certain that this uses... Oh, that's very cool. It's a big one. I'm fairly certain it uses the melter. So I might have a small predicament at the current moment. I'm just wondering if there's any fluid left in the pump. I don't really want it to get wasted, so it doesn't seem there is. That's good. So what I'll do is I'm just going to quickly move this. What? Oh, that connects to it. Okay, fair enough. Alright. I'm trying to make it so that because right now I'm like right behind the house. That's like the biggest that it is. Which isn't really the best way to do things, because if it's right behind the house, you've got your own predicaments with it all. So I think I might actually move this, but it's nighttime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly sleep. I'm not going to skip it because I've skipped like twice in the past 2 minutes or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it into this section here, just next to everything over here, because I think this is a really good spot. It's just a nice little area. Once I fill in the dirt, we won't have a problem. And then at least we can start utilizing more space rather than being cramped up behind the house. I will extend the house at some point. It's just not on my first priority list. So let's just dun. All right. I can leave this here for the moment because I'm going to move all the stuff over here. So it's not going to be a problem at the moment. Can go. So I'm going to have the melter here. Oh, wait, I needed that there because otherwise that flows. That's a bad thing. All right, let's just do it like this. Okay, so stamp base can go. The melter can go there. So stamp base there. Actual stamper there. Bar stamp there, and I want an ember receptor right on top. Why not? Doink, 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 donk. Cool. And then I need the... That's the bin for it. So I'm going to chuck the bin down here. Bin. I'm going to put the lever here with the... Where's the item pump? That's the one. Item pump there. Item pipe here. And then I can put the chest on top of that and it can just be kind of in the ground rather than all over the place. It also makes it look a bit nicer. Yes. The melter was next, but at the current moment it's got... No, I didn't want the iron ore in there. That's kind of funny actually. I don't mind a little bit of wasted iron. Iron I've got plenty of and I will be having even more of, so it's not a problem at the moment. So that can go there. I want the hopper here. I do know that this one needs the receptor on the bottom, so I shouldn't have put this section here because that's not going to help. So Ember receptor there. There we go. That's better. All right, cool. So that's going to stop this from receiving any of the Ember because I want to move it at the end. So let's get rid of this clock or gauge. So I have a fair amount in there. So what I want to do is put that gauge there so that I know when I run out. I'm going to put the ember emitter there with a lever. And then I'm going to channel this to... Oops, hang on. That there to that. And that one to that. Oh, look at that! That's so fancy. It doesn't even just go straight. It goes, wow! That's really awesome. I like that. That's incredibly cool. Sorry, I'm dying. So once this is empty, which it should be soon enough, I'll be able to change it up so that I don't have to worry about it. Oh, I know why it's not working. Because it's not pumping any liquid into it. That works. But then this isn't going to work because it doesn't have a lever on it. So let's put that there. Bam. Now it works. Awesome. Great. So, okay, so now we have the mixer centrifuge. Now, I presume that it's going to need the melted liquid. That's a straightforward thing so far. So I'm going to put that over here. I think. Yeah. So let's have a look at the book. So the book says... Here we go. So, mixer centrifuge. While you have been using various metals to control the flow of ember before, through the mixer centrifuge you may be able to create new alloys. Each face of the bottom centrifuge is its own tank. When fluid is pumped into these tanks in a particular combination, and the top block of the centrifuge is given ember, a molten alloy will be created which can be pumped out of the top. Okay, so it's not a point of I just smack down a fluid pipe and go, coolies. It's the point that they're their own separate tanks, which is why if I look at the Dawnstone, the creation for it is there's 4 tanks. 2 of those, the copper and the gold, create the Dawnstone. So that's the point here. So I need to figure out a way either to filter or to fill materials within it. Now, did it say what output it came out? A molten alloy will be coming out of the top block. Okay, so it's a good thing I put it 2 blocks away because otherwise this mechanical pump would connect to the centrifuge straight away. So what I do need is more iron pipe, which now that the fact that I have some iron plates is fantastic. So I'll grab one of those, 2 of those. Oops. I don't think that they would cross-contaminate, so just going like this... Well, actually, I might put it on the other side. Just going like this should be acceptable. And as long as I haven't powered... Oh, I was going to say, as long as I haven't powered it... Yeah. As long as it's not powered, it shouldn't do anything. So the point is I will keep this lever over here for this side. I don't know if this has got anything in it, so I'm just going to break it just in case it did. I will make myself another lever so that it will only activate when I turn it on. And that will be this one down here. This receptor can go there. It looks like that copper cell is empty, which it is. Fantastic. So most of that falls apart. That's good. I can put the copper cell up here now instead. So I will put it here. I have an emitter, and I need one more emitter, which I don't know if I do have one. I do, and another receptor. Look at that. That's perfect. It was good numbers. So Ember emitter there and an Ember receptor there. Now I can go donk dink, or dink donk, dink donk, dink donk, dink donk. Fantastic. That's really awesome. And now what I can do is I'm going to put that there to tell me how much ember's in that one, and I've got to make some new ember gauges later. Alrighty, so now it's the point that it looks like there's no more metal in here, which is really awesome. So because I know it's metal, it's copper and gold, I don't have any more molten copper. However, what I can do is take 8 copper, and I do have, I think it's 4 gold ore. Look at that. That's going to end up perfectly. So now I'll turn this one off, turn this one on, and then I'm going to put the gold ore and the copper ingots into there. And then when this centrifuge is done, I should be able to pipe out the fluids. Can I stop them touching each other? I wonder, you know how like with extra utilities, you right? I can. Oh, this is fantastic. This is a wonderful day. Cool. So now I can go like this, which stops them connecting. Or it makes them invisible. I'm not 100% sure. I hope it's what I expected it was. And now what I can do is turn this part of the pipe, which I actually need 2, which means I need to make some more. I can turn that into a mechanical pump that then takes out of this, puts straight into that, and then we will be set. So this is going to be really, really awesome. Ah, I know what's happening. It's because I'm a Dorkosaurus. Huzzah! Hooray! It's because I forgot to put levers on all of the things. No wonder why it wasn't doing anything. It wasn't that I could have kept that iron. Oh well. Alright, let's put that there. That'll actually, let's put this one there, because that'll power those two, and that one there, which will power those two. Look at that. Fantastic. Awesome. I really like this. The curvature of the bits and pieces and everything. And alright, so now that this is finally getting power, that should be the last step to get Dawnstone. I think. I hope. I'm just waiting. Alright, so if I stick the fluid gauge on that, that says molten copper 83. If I put it there, it says nothing. Yeah, 0 ember. That's fine. No worries. So it's got copper in it. It has a certain amount of copper. I don't know why it's flickering though. What if I turn that off? It says 88. What if I messed up? Because this is split, what if it's trying to split the two evenly? So in essence, I should really have this iron pipe like this, so that it has to go even further rather than closer. See, that copper's kind of going derpy now. Does that mean that I'm getting some? I am! There we go! So it was trying to split it evenly. That was not what it was supposed to do. So it was the point that there was copper in this one and this one, which, because it was split evenly. And now the fact that I put gold in this side, which would have been in the tube still, I'm now getting Dawnstone. Look at that. That is so cool. I finally have Dawnstone. This is an achievement! Alrighty, so what can we make? A beam splitter. We can actually make a beam splitter. Not that I need one, because I think the copper cell works really well. It'd be nice to condense it into one block. Though I do like the idea of having a copper cell that stores energy as well. I'll think about it. Hooray for Dawnstone! That's really awesome. So now we actually have some Dawnstone. Now that number was probably derpy. Yeah, I don't think it converted properly because there was still probably... Oh no, it says molten Dawnstone. But why is there Dawnstone in there? That really shouldn't have Dawnstone in there. I wonder if it's because it's connected there. Let me try this. Mechanical pump, iron pipe, and I'll just stick that there. Is that still molten Dawnstone? I don't know what's happened. I'm gonna break it just because I know that it's all a bit derpy at the moment. See, that still says Dawnstone. No, I don't think that should say Dawnstone. Yeah, now it says nothing. That's good. I mean, it's not good because I wasted Dawnstone, but hey, I got some. I'm not entirely complaining. Alright, so next episode, what are we going to try and get? We're going to try and get the exchange tablet. So the exchange tablet, as far as I'm aware, so now that we've got Dawnstone, we can move on to metallurgic constructs. So the energetic Ember alchemy is truly a marvelously discovery. The first key is the exchange tablet. Right-click on its various faces to insert items into their respective slots. The next is the alchemy pedestal. These bear aspecti and can contain ash. For an alchemy recipe, place a pedestal for each needed aspectus about the tablet, fill it with ash within the determined range, and strike the tablet with a beam cannon. So I'm going to need a beam cannon, which is this thing. Cool! So, that's going to be in the next episode. I'm so happy that we finally got Dawnstone. I don't really care that we lost a bit of metal, because copper and gold are relatively easy to get. Well, actually, gold's a bit harder, but that's not a problem. So, thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. I am awesome, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.